How has been your experience in setting up India's first free trade and warehousing zone?
Well, the experience, in my opinion, has been it's had its ups and lows. Land acquisition is a major issue, as you know, in India. But we came out with a very, very clear-cut formula: is that we need to work with the landowners who really don't have land which are agriculturable in at least or they're not agriculturable enough for the landowners or the farmers to survive with whatever they produce from that land. So we've identified land in strategic locations, but they also land pieces or parcels which are not very agriculturable, firstly. Secondly, we work with them, giving them jobs after paying them whatever prices they feel are relevant and market. We've not used any government body to facilitate any acquisition of land. So fair price, a discussion between two parties, the buyer and the seller has been there, and accordingly fair price has been paid to the landowners. Post which also we've gone and given 3 jobs for every acre of land that we have bought. Post which we have done a lot of CSR activities like medical camps. We've done a lot of other CSR activities. We've got ambulances, fire brigades in that area with toll-free numbers. God forbid if there is an emergency of fire or medical, then at least we have something. We have tied up with local hospitals in the region where free medical treatment is given to to the villages from whom we bought the land, and nearby villages also. So it has been up and low in terms of land acquisition, firstly. Secondly, because this is an infrastructure which is pioneering, it has never been done in India, it is something very new. It took a lot of time, and meticulous planning was involved in setting up this kind of infrastructure. We are using the best in class companies like L&T, Tata BlueScope, best of the engineering firms like Stoop Engineering or Stoop Consultants to develop all of this. But they also found it a bit difficult initially because they had not put up such kind of infrastructure in this space. And now it seems easy because once you've done one zone, then it is like first time you do anything is like a specialty. The second time it becomes like a commodity. So the experience has been up and lows, but it's been good. It's been great. It's all been positive though.
What will be the size of investments in 2 FTWZs?
Well, we are putting up 3 FTWZs in the phase 1, which is the phase 1 and 2 itself of the FTWZ in the west, which is next to Panvel. The phase 1 of FTWZ in Khurja in UP, close to Delhi, and the third one close to Nagpur near Butibori. All these 3 investments, including a domestic district park in Khurja, a major rail siding in Khurja, as well as 30 rakes, the total investment envisaged is about 3,600 crores, of which 2,600 crores is the debt element, which is completely tied up, and the balance is 1,000 crores is equity, out of which 700 crores of equity spent has already been done. 300 crores will be spent through internal accruals over the next 2 years, because this money will be spent over the next 2 years. So from a funding point of view, we are very well funded for all the 5 projects that we've taken on hand, and as a company we are not looking at any funding for these 5 projects as of now.
What is the status of setting up 20 warehouses, and what type of joint ventures you are looking?
Well, we are not setting up any 20 warehouses. We are talking about setting up 20 warehouses in each zone. So in each FTWZ there will be 20 warehouses that we are going to set up. In each domestic district park we will set up 20 warehouses. The footprint at large over the next 6-7 years that Arshiya has is to set up 5 FTWZs, 1 in the north, 1 in the south, 1 in the west, 1 in the east, and 1 in the central part, and along with them set up 1 domestic logistics park or district park as we call it, along with rail siding infrastructure or rail terminal infrastructure. Now this whole footprint, in each of these domestic district parks and FTWZ, we are envisaging 20 warehouses. What kind of joint ventures? We are not looking at any joint ventures. These are all warehouses where we are having customers who will be using or storing their products, and value-added services will be carried out from these warehouses and then transported to the port, or from the port to these places, and then into hinterland, and last mile delivery would be done. So there is no kind of partnership or joint venture that we are envisaging. There is one area where we may look at partnership where we don't have an expertise very much, is the cold chain sector, which is very badly needed in this country. So in each of our zones, we've also envisaged some space which will be left for cold chain, which is badly needed, and where we don't have the expertise, we are looking at some joint venture partnerships. We are in touch with some potential joint venture partners, and if it works out, well and good, but it is not something that is on our radar right away. It would be in the phase 2.